sensitive hair, please do not shampoo your scalp twice. Please do not use super moisturizing, hydrating products because your scalp is sensitive. The littlest thing will inflame. For dry hair, I recommend whenever you go to look for shampoos, look for soothing, look for calming, look for lavender or aloe or hemp, something that is or oat. Oat especially is very, very soothing to the scalp. Aveeno makes a great oat shampoo that I personally find that whenever my hair is irritated, it calms it down, as well as baby shampoo. People have found that using shampoo that is actually made for babies is very, very soothing, and that actually it has really helped their overall scalp health. I love the Arm & Hammer shampoo as well. I love the sulfate-free line. The regular one is great, but their sulfate-free has really helped my hair to get in a much more healthier condition than where it was. I still swear by it to this day because I know if I'm having a flare-up or if I'm having an issue with dandruff or if my hair is out of whack in general, it always balances it out. It always calms it. I shampoo with it twice, but since you have sensitive hair, I'd recommend just one wash is more than enough. And then depending on if your hair is more fine or if it's more coarse, will also depend what kind of conditioner to choose. If it's more coarse, it's very thick, it might be drier at the ends, I'd recommend using a hair mask instead of a conditioner. If you find that your hair is more fine, find a conditioner that isn't deep conditioning, that doesn't have a lot of oils, that has a super simple formula. I know that Garnier, they have, I'm trying to think, it's part of one of their lines. It's formulated specifically for people that have more fine hair. I think it only has a few ingredients, but it doesn't contain any oil. In general, makes really good conditioners. Again, disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by any of the brands, products that I mentioned in this video. And then to completely avoid dry shampoos will inflame your scalp, will irritate your scalp. They will not help your scalp to get into a healthier state at all. I would also avoid putting any extra products on your scalp, whether that be hair balms or hair perfumes, anything like that, because those are irritants and your scalp is already sensitive, so will irritate it further. Some sensitive hair types actually find that they have to avoid fragrance altogether. So if you can, try to find a brand that makes fragrance free. I know Cetaphil makes a gentle shampoo that is fragrance free, paraben free. I don't know if it's sulfate free, but it does have a lot of frees on the label. Your aftercare routine for sensitive hair. Again, avoid putting anything except shampoo on your scalp because every little thing will inflame it. Do not put conditioner on your scalp. But to move to your aftercare routine, detangling spray, leave-in conditioner, again, based off of if your hair is more coarse, then definitely get a leave-in cream. If your hair is more fine, get a leave-in spray or a leave-in lotion. And then lastly, a hair oil serum. I recommend this for all the hair types, just because that's going to put a seal on your hair before you dry it. And whenever you do go to blow dry your hair, do not blow dry it on the hottest setting, especially on your scalp. Your scalp is already so sensitive that heat is going to cause a flare-up, it's going to inflame it. Whenever you do go to blow dry your hair, dry it either on the cool setting, or if your blow dryer does have a medium where it's kind of hot, kind of cool setting, that'll be perfect. Whenever you do shower as well, make sure you're not putting it on the hottest setting in the shower. I know that we all love to enjoy hot showers, but that is going to inflame your scalp. It could be as well, what could be irritating your scalp could be the water in your shower. If you have hard water in your area, it is known to irritate your scalp. That's actually why I had to invest into a water filter, is because I found out I had a lot of hard water in my area, and that's why I had so much inflammation and irritation, and how my scalp would go from dry to oily, or oily and dry, and it made no sense at all. And it was based off of the hard water in your area, because hard water can contain contaminants such as lead, mercury, as well as chlorine, which is very, very drying. Who knows how much salt as well, which can also be very irritating, and many, many other things. that are not good for your skin as well as your hair. Pollution outside can irritate your scalp, and as well as pollen. Whenever cedar is bad here in Texas, that's whenever I notice that my scalp is most inflamed. So keep an eye on the pollen and then determine if you should wear a hat that day, because wearing a hat like a baseball cap or a sun hat, it helps to really put a barrier on your scalp, so whatever may be in the air isn't getting onto your head and irritating your scalp. So be sure to check through your weather app to see what the weather is going to be like that day. Rain as well is going to be a main irritant. If you know you're going to be going to the pool, make sure you're wearing a water cap, or just keep your head out of the water if you're just going in for a quick dip. Salt is also very damaging to the hair because the hair is made up of salt bonds. And what happens whenever we get too much salt in the hair is it will break down those salt bonds, aka causing damage. I can go more in depth than that in another video, but the main basis of this video is to help educate people on their hair type, as well as better understand how to take better care of their overall hair. I'd recommend investing in some kind of detangling brush. There are different brushes based off of your hair. If you have very curly, very kinky hair, they do make certain brushes for your hair type. This is one that I found on Amazon. I think it only cost me like $5. I can drop the link down in the description box below. You can see it has many of those bristles on it, but they're also very bendy, very, very flexible. And this is what really helps to detangle the hair. For me, I have to brush my hair whenever it's wet because I do have wavy hair. And unfortunately, my hair has a habit that if I don't detangle it whenever it's wet, it has a terrible habit of wanting to wrap around itself and continue to tangle and continue to mat. So I have to brush my hair whenever it's wet. So that's why I have this detangling brush that I use right after the shower. Always start on the ends and then work your way to the top. Another brush I would highly recommend is gonna be a wooden brush. A wooden bristle brush is anti-static. It's gonna cause your hair to continue to keep that moisture in there. It won't cause it to become fluffy and frizzy. That oftentimes a lot of people find is what happens whenever they do go to brush their hair. So I would recommend that if you find you don't like static, that it's also great as well for stimulating hair growth, your scalp, and as well, especially with oily hair, it helps to distribute those oils a little bit whenever you do go to brushing your hair. A wooden hairbrush is great for all hair types because it's gentle enough. It is great at reaching down into the roots and spreading the oils and stimulating hair growth. For all of the hair types, you will hear me repeat it. I am talking about the LCO method. It is a variation of the LOC method. Basically what it means and what it stands for, L is liquid, C is cream or lotion. You can go in with a lotion. And then O is oil or hair serum. The reason why I recommend this hair combo specifically is it's what I found that has made my hair so healthy. I think that if enough people applied it, it would really improve the overall health of their hair. If you would like to know more about this method, please refer to my blog. I talk all about it, what it is. But to summarize what it does is the LCO, the variation of the LOC method, basically helps to put up a protective barrier on your hair. So it is protected from the elements. So it is protected from humidity, from extreme heat, from extreme cold, from all of these things. It's so important to help protect your hair and to help put up a barrier of moisture and to really lock in and seal everything in. If you want to have healthy hair, I would highly recommend doing this method. For all of the hair types, I'm going to recommend protective styles. The reason is if you're going outside, you're going to be in the elements. You're going to be where there's wind. You may be where there's extreme heat, extreme humidity, or extreme cold weather, depending on the season, of course. Or if you do and live in the city, you may deal with pollution. The reason why protective style is so important is, as the name implies, it protects your hair. It helps keep all of the moisture. You spent so much time doing your routine. Wouldn't you want to protect your hair from, number one, getting dirty, number two, getting further damaged, because wind can and will damage your hair. So will humidity, because it sucks out all the moisture in the hair. So will extreme heat, because it will dry out your hair. So will extreme cold, because it will also dry out your hair and cause it to break. That's why protective styles are so important. If you're at home, it doesn't really matter unless you're going to bed. Please wear a protective style. Because if you're like me, you're a toss and turner. So if your hair is down, especially if you have longer hair, it's going to get completely tangled. And it'll help prevent split ends. It'll help you retain moisture. It'll help protect the overall health of your hair. And what these styles look like, it can be anything from a bun to a braid or braids. If you would like a video on how I do my own protective styles, please let me know. This applies to all of the hair types: dry, oily, sensitive, combo, whatever it may be. Health, your overall health. If you do not take care of yourself, if you're constantly eating out, if you find yourself going on drinking benders, if you find whatever it is that you're smoking, whether it be nicotine or not, and how often you do it, these things can be affecting your scalp, they can be affecting your skin, they can be affecting your mental health as well. A lot of people, they don't correlate the fact that they ate at McDonald's for the past 5 days in a row, and then suddenly their scalp is super greasy, and they're really depressed, and they don't feel good about themselves. And then they have a bunch of cystic acne because the grease from the food actually made their skin even more greasier. If you do have oily skin, I'd recommend not eating out as much because it's going to cause flare-ups. Same with sensitive skin. Whatever you eat, it's going to cause flare-ups because all of these things are connected. What you're putting into your body is going to show on the outside. If you don't have a good diet, if you don't have an exercise routine, if you don't have any sort of health going on, all of these things are going to reflect in other ways. And our body, unfortunately, has a way of really showing us, hey, this isn't good for me. I'm gonna get super, super dry on your scalp and hopefully there will be a change. Or I'm gonna have a bunch of cystic acne until you cut back. And I find that this happens based off of what I'm eating, what I'm consuming, or what I'm not eating, what I'm not consuming. Vitamin-rich foods, as well as home-cooked meals. So again, you can follow all these healthcare tips on how to take care of your hair, but if you're not taking care of yourself from the inside, unfortunately, there's only so much it can do.